Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back with another video, but this time around it is not a vlog. I'll see you guys maybe Friday or Saturday, if not Sunday, with the next vlog. I've been settling it into the new routine, so yeah, I'm getting a bit more time to edit and post whatsoever. But yeah, in this video today, I'm gonna be rating the Shein wig. Like, look at this. I touch machine, guys. So guys, in this video we are going to be talking about how I found out I was pregnant, how I told my parents, how how the pregnancy was, how was the delivery, and what's changed, what remained the same, and all of that. And yeah, I think this is going to be part 1, so I hope you guys enjoy this video. Love you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Nangu umsolo esizokhuluma ngaye namhlanje uyancela as we speak. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna try to sort out my hair situation. You see how my hair is, guys? I am trying to grow my hair back, so it definitely does mean that I need to take care of this hair underneath the fake people's hair. Yeah, think about here. Braids did to my hair. Look at this. Now I'm left trying to rebuild, but yeah, we will conquer. We will come back. I actually look like my mom. I look like my mom. So yeah, guys, today let's find out ukuthi uLinda ukhulela kanjani kodwa inyangane yokuqala yamunyisa. Guys, do forgive me, sometimes I do forget that ngikhulume isiNgosai, but I love my mother tongue so much. It's just like sometimes I might derail from this other language, this foreign language, you know, but it's universal, I know. But nje ninety foreign ukuthi being a kahle. So anyhow, whilst telling you guys how I found out I was pregnant with Labansi, we're going to be doing my hair obviously. So for those who don't know, I am a mother of 2. This is my second baby, Labansi, and getting pregnant again was so traumatic. Yet again, I feel like it doesn't get better. Just because you know what's gonna go on doesn't mean you are prepared, okay? I just need to as it's in this but I've been waiting this week for how many months now, and it's guys, for my 1,000 rands I caution I'm 1,000 lambs. So Shein, thank you my babe. So what happened was, guys, when was Banzi born? Last year? No, he was born last year, but okay. So 2024, on the 14th of February, I gave birth to my beautiful Lebanti. I love him so much, but finding out I was pregnant was actually in the year 2023 on I think it was July, when I found out that I was expecting yet another child. And Chobi, are you fixated? You know that moment of finding out, like that moment like especially if you're not ready for the child. But if you're ready for the child and you want the child and you financially and married, like stable in all aspects of life, then I'm happy for you. But if you weren't expecting it, so I remember that time, what was happening in my life. Honestly, I was still studying towards being a chef, which I am now. So I was studying towards being a chef. A quick background check. No. Background check in, yeah, whatever you call it. So I actually studied catering, and what's it called, guys? In course, yeah. But my course enables me to work in the kitchen. It enables me to run a hotel, restaurants, manage the whole thing. It allows me to be a food safety inspector, and all of those things. There are list of opportunities that my career path kind of opens for me in the food industry. Okay, run events whatsoever. That's what I learned at school. Okay, pay and I've always been somebody who's passionate about food. Okay, so yeah guys, nangi bizna lokho ke. And I remember that at that time I was supposed to finish, and then I was gonna start my my in-service. So my in-service, I was supposed to go to either Pesheya or go to Joburg or Cape Town. Like I basically had to like relocate. But one of the struggles that I was having was the fact that I had to leave my baby behind and actually go to that other province or move to the States or something. You know, the opportunities were there, but I couldn't leave my child. Okay, so there was a launch Oceans. There's a launch a signature Oceans. So that's where we went with my partner, and yo guys, we went there for the launch, right? And then we had Connelly wine there that we like. It's one of the best wines ever. They don't sell it now, I don't know why, but it's a good tasting red wine, you know, and I enjoyed it. Like, one thing about me, I will never get sick. If ngiphuze wine ngashaya ibhodlela lonke, I'll still stand and be fine. Iwine nje ngiphatha kahle basically. Okay, and then ekungiphatheli ngahle kwaloku iwayini ke, on that particular day, you know, we went back home, Kamlisa, and then so us going back home, and I'm like, you know, I'm not feeling well, and then I start puking, and then I remember me standing in a corner, and I was like, no, something's wrong. Wine does not make me sick. Like, it never ever happens. Something is wrong. I need to get tested. And it's like, tested for what? So hey guys, it's okay. I just had a conversation with them. Anyways, I think I need to take a pregnancy take because of one is factory. And his response was, excuse me, I don't want to know. Please, I don't want to know. If you want to take the test, you can take the test, but I don't want to see it. You know, one thing about me, I don't like being anxious. So just tell me. I want it straight, you know. Don't go around the bush looking like duck and diving type of thing. Just tell me straight what's going on, right? So I was like, okay, fine. And then he took me to go buy the pregnancy test, and then I had to Uber back home because he had a meeting and all of that. So coming back, I just did the test immediately, and I was like, my jaw was on the floor, guys. Literally, my jaw was on the floor. Like, how do I make the same mistake twice? Kanjani ke san? Okay. So I think in that moment I felt very stupid. Like, I kept asking myself, how could I do this to myself? I had so much that I had to work towards at that time. Like, I had a whole plan. Like, it was coming to, like, it. Guys, okay. I feel like in that moment, one thing that came to mind was that I cannot keep this baby. I cannot. And it was not because of anything or anyone. I just couldn't, you know. I wasn't emotionally ready. I wasn't emotionally healed from my first pregnancy. So I wasn't really healed, guys, from my first pregnancy. Emotionally, I feel like I still didn't understand myself. Like, you know, pregnancy will change you. It will change how you think, how you do things, how you look at life, and all of that. Like, and me finding out I was pregnant once again was like, yo, so scary for me. Once again, I was so scared. And one thing, I can't work. How am I gonna provide for Kevin? He's so little, he needs his mom, all of those things. I was just so worried about a lot of things, honestly. So guys, making me talk about this. So yeah, that's basically how I found out. Like, my body could tell me what I gig. And then prior to that, I had missed my period, but then it came back just a few days. I think it was something light, and I was like, oh, thank God. I think that's one of the things that made me relax, which I feel like the signs were just there, but I was just like calmed down by the fact that I saw my period, you know. So, and then my partner came back. It's like, did you do the test? What does it say? I'm like, you said I shouldn't tell you. So he was just like, yeah, fine, I don't want to know, whatever. And then eventually I had to tell him, and yeah, upon receiving the news, I really would not speak on his behalf, you know, but I think it's been like a scary journey for both of us, but we've survived, guys. We've survived, and you know, survival of the fittest. You know, we survive these things, guys, you know. And then now going into, how do I tell my parents? How do I disappoint my parents once again? How do I even begin this conversation of just telling them that, oh, hey, this is happening? I don't remember who I told first between my sisters. Was it Zoe or Nofundo? I'm not sure. But they're very clear that, oh girl, you're on your own. You need to tell your parents all by yourself. But you're another child. So that was that. And then I planned a trip. I planned a trip back home. I think since I had found out that I was actually pregnant, and I won't say because I'm not saying anything. Okay, so ngahamba-ke ngaye ekhaya-ke ngahlala a few days ngifonela umakho, she wasn't home. And then what's where that's where I told her that, oh mom, you know, kwenzeka 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and I found out I was pregnant once again. But this is the situation now. This is the guy. Nah. I feel like I can never really get used to disappointing my parents. I feel like going forward, I just wanna go to them with only good news, because nothing hurts than seeing your parent being disappointed in you. It still makes me emotional even in this moment, guys, like literally. So I never want to see my mom look at me like that, with disappointment or sad, you know. But yeah, I think some of the things that she did highlight was that, but you guys did see how much I struggled with you guys having kids whilst you financially unstable was one of our biggest fears. So I totally understand her being fearful of us having more kids, kodwa financially, what about your education? You know, she had some really good points, things that I was aware of, but because I believe benganakanga or like I don't know what's it being you know. So you know, like for any young woman, like just make sure to take care of yourself, guys, and avoid such things, you know. It's not worth it, you know. Might see us go social media. I would say there's one thing I've never noticed about my content. It makes having kids look rosy. Maybe I should start being more vocal about the fact that being a young mom for me is hard. You know, it's just that I don't know, maybe how I grew up kind of helps a lot in how I handle the situations. Usadlala uLion King mase usuphelile nizobuka ke nawe uthandayo, okay? So yeah guys, yeah, kunzima guys ukuba nengane. Mhlambe maybe I should be more vocal about the hardships of being a mom. What's me that, like, I don't know how about how I grew up. I feel like it kind of helps me a lot when it comes to how I grew up shaped me to be like this. I feel like I know how to do everything that I'm doing because of how I grew up. I've always been a responsible young lady, and I was exposed to a situation as a kaya where I often had to be the bigger sister and take care of my little brothers like most of the time, or you know, having to cook from a young age, cleaning, washing from a young age. So I was shaped by those things. So omunye umuntu okhule no mama or no baba khebe khona lana, like, or your mom there, you would find motherhood very, very, very hard. Because even so ngikhule kanjalo, I still find it very hard, you know. It's challenging, and you tend to be more about other people more than yourself. So I think that's one of the things that I've noticed about me, is that ngiyahluleka ukuzinaka mina, and I take care of my kids more, of which there's a good and bad in doing so. But everything, well, most moms, maybe I should say, mama baganjalo, and then we're gonna allow mama overdoers where they take care of other people more than themselves. So yeah, kunzima guys, it's very hard. Kids are challenging every day. It's a new thing. Sometimes you'll get into a routine, but kids will always take you out of the routine because every day they come with different challenges. So okay guys, okay, that was that. And then when I finished speaking to my mom, she was like, oh girl, you have to tell your dad. I'm not gonna tell your dad for you. Just like that. And then I had to tell my dad. My dad is a man of very, very few words, but one thing about him, he will tell you straight, you know. My dad has been my role model ever since Ngakola. So he did have a lot of words that a few words actually, a few words to say, of which even Kumbula, he was like, how Andilas was one poka, Kanjan Manje Gogo. My dad calls me Gogo. I've always been that princess shame, but yeah, you know. And then he said he was gonna come to Lundi and we're gonna speak, you know. So he came down to Lundi Ekaya, and then he came and we had a meeting. We spoke about that and the challenges of having a lot of kids, because my dad has more than 10 kids. And he did say that you saw how we struggled. Mina nawe growing up with the kids, nani, having to work all the time so that I can put food on your table, you know. So we had like a very deep conversation, of which I feel like amazwi abazali bami the ones that make me want to work harder and do my best in everything that I do, you know, and be there for my kids, you know, and don't get lost in trying to provide so much that I end up not showing love and affection to my kids. Yeah, but after all, I'm still human, so I'm still gonna make mistakes. I'm still gonna be emotionally unavailable sometimes. I still have postpartum depression. You know, the norms, you know. Yeah, kunzima guys, you know, and trying to get yourself back from pregnancy has been very, very, very hard for me. But yeah, day by day, we keep pushing, keep trying, and we gonna get there. So that was that. And then my parents were told, I remember you guys went like, hello Cholo Linda. Not yet, my darlings, not yet. I'm joking, but yeah. And then after that, he was saying, "Kwashela insuke, kwahamba kweyiwe ekhaya, kwasekwenziwa ke izinto ke ekumele zenziwe ke ngesizulu ke of which that was done at home." I think you guys might have seen from my sister's videos. Hlapa my claims, because as you know, as much as I share stuff here, but not everything, I'm entitled to a privacy, and some things, guys, you know, for me, you know, I'm sure now as a person, there's not certain things that you wouldn't want to share with everyone, you know. So yeah, kwabe lokho ukuthi cha okay. And then the pregnancy itself, emotionally, I don't know, but Banzi, I kind of zoned out emotionally. I kind of zoned out, and I felt like I was constantly in a corner all by myself and not being able to talk to anyone about the things that I'm feeling, or the things that are going on with me. Although the support system was there, it's just like, I don't know, pregnancy is so weird, guys. It's just, you enter into a new world, I guess, you know. I cried so much, I prayed so much, I went through a lot, you know, of which with Banzi, I feel like for me to even speak on in detail. But you know what, there was a time where I felt like giving up. I felt like why was I why did I decide to keep the baby? Your pregnancy will do that to you, because I remember even with Kev, and you know, yes, I made the decision that, you know what, I'm keeping my baby, you know. And even though you make that decision, you'll still feel like, why did I, because it gets so scary. One moment ulala kahle, one moment awusazi ulala ebusuku, one moment awufuna ukudla lokho, one moment siyaphalaza. Yabo sengiphalaza la ngivele ngibone khona ukuthi kahle bengenzani. Most days I would miss my figure. Yazi kubuhlungu uba nesesikhulu, guys. You are unique. I think that's the only thing I don't like about pregnancy. It's the big tummy. I was suffocating because of that tummy. Yeah, and my pregnancy, maybe on my face I ain't shit, but if you know me, it did change me just a bit. And then it affects mostly my boobs. They become darker because I think melanin produces if I'm pregnant, or is it just me? I don't know, because I'll have these dark areas, dark behind my knees, and my bum will get darker. my underarms, my neck, you know, those type of things, you know. And it takes a really as a testing the danger to understand that okay, you're going through something. So love alone is not enough, guys. You know, when somebody goes through pregnancy, they change. Not love alone, but yeah, love alone is not enough to maintain a relationship. The appearance, how you look, yeah, I meant to say that. The appearance, yeah, it doesn't hold a relationship together. How a person looks, a relationship. So that's why, you know, say how I look so much better than her. No, so much better than her. Uzoguga, girl, like song is just so good. So if that man loves you because you look better, I'm worried on your behalf, but I'm not judging you. If that's the way you think, then that's the way you think. But for me, my looks are not everything. Yeah, because in the then what, you know? So yeah, I think about this pregnancy, it's still a bit fresh. So I think there's a few things that I'm missing out. Missing koshi, but yeah. But if you guys want me to do a part 2, questions, you can tell me, because I'm still gonna do like a sit down video, like an updated one. So I'll just take whatever was left from this video that I didn't mention and then take it from there. But yeah, fast forward, I was supposed to deliver ingane yami natural birth, because I did the first time. Kevin was 3,5407, and then Ubanzi was slightly below that, 3,4 kgs. Yeah, Banzi was slightly lower than that. So I think it's a thing. You remember my first pregnancy, I went to a public hospital, the worst. Now this pregnancy, oh God, thank you, I went to a private hospital. I was treated well. The only thing I've seen about private hospitals was because they're trying to make money. They will tell you, no, it's going to be C-section, because they want to make expensive C-section than it is with the natural birth, because section ding ma estage ban estige ya no ban dotela lava ngabazi nami kusakhona pronounce kanjani. But anywho, that was another thing, you know. It's okay, at least I had a better pregnancy from there. I can not say I should during COVID ngisolundi khona public hospital uyabona nje ane stress nje lapha. So with this one, at least guys, you know, I went to a good hospital, gave birth to my baby, quite right in Shabo. Ngagcine sebengidedisa nge-C-section. Well guys, I tried my best to and then I think one of into yangenza ukuthi ngize ngivume ukuthi okay, I'll do the C-section was the fact that ukuthi babethi inhliziyo yengane yami ayipumpy at the actual rate, ingane iyakhathala type of thing, you know. So I was like, what if and then I lose my baby? No way, never. You know. So I didn't want to fight it a lot. We might lose the baby if CC waits any longer. I said C-section. I called my mom, my sisters were calling, my whole family basically. Are you guys okay? What's going on? Keep us updated. So we know, yeah. So yeah, that was that. Gangang, I gave in. I was like, okay, we can do a C-section. I think I wasn't really comfortable about being cut open. What if I die in that surgery? It was my first ever surgery and it was so scary. But I had to do it in order to save my child's life. And yeah, I do have a scar for life. So, guys, okay, ngiyagida in the C-section. Ngahamba ke bangifaka kwiroom enjani guys man into engiyithukile makade ngoba nje siyadlula kwizinto. I went into this room ebandani ngakhulumulisa nganqunu. I was so scared. I've never been that scared in my whole entire life. Ngahamba ke sangena kule room yabona it's okay sangena ke singena ke guys andani. And then they had this big light over my head like ingathi imirror kanjena. And then bangena kodokotela baningi uhlohlwana kwabo. Ngiyakhumbula nje khona lo yedwa. There was this one doctor that came in and they gave me a warning. Was should I move whilst they trying to inject me with this injection, I might be paralyzed. So I need to stand firm. I need to sit up and be still, basically. Ngibona ukuthi wemankosi bonke ubuhlungu angangadlula kubona. Yabona ke manje this is my time to qinisela more than ever in my life. How that day ngashaya imthandazo wema emuningini ngithandazana ngishaya. Nkosi yami siqaqweni lento manje. Ngashaya imthandazo eminingi guys that day. Ngase ke fine ke kungene ke lo anesthesia what bandotela loyo angeni thwa nje hlala kanje ngahlala ngathi ngakhosa nje izandla zami. Umujovo omungana. That injection was the longest one I ever had to take in. And I sat there benza into abayenza ke. And then after that banglalisa pants. I'll play a clip here for you guys to see me on the day whilst they were doing the shandas on me. Banglalisa phansi ke bafaka ilontuza la ekhava uthi ngabona sikwenzalani ngezansi. I know ukuthi bangikhathaza u7 because they kept going. I think la knife yabo lase yodotela vele bangikhatha ngangizwa nje maybe ka7. And then emva lokho shuthi ke bafika la ingane ehleli khona ke. And I remember that doctor going like because I could feel it but I felt no pain type of thing. And I think it was just scary. Like, what? Are they seriously opening me up whilst I'm just sitting here and then watching? And I remember it's a mirror, right? So everything in there I can basically see it. And then blood was just going boop, 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 lava. That's how it mango sema moving. And shit, I was so scared. I remember requesting a gospel song to be played whilst the whole thing was happening. And then I think that's where I heard Ulubanti cry for the first time. He looked so pink like a pig. He looked so pink and he was crying. I was like, oh God, thank you. You're shame. I got so emotional. It was so nice seeing him for the first time. I'm tatonesi utotela laphan bambe ahle bamklina nanyana thwana zingani msondeza ngimina. And then they continued with the surgery and that was the longest surgery of my whole entire life. It felt so long, And then after that, they stitched me up, and then bahamba ke bangibuyisela erumini where I was going to recover. It was very cold. I was literally shaking in there, guys, like going. That's how cold it was, you know. So it was okay, but you know, izinto nje ukuthi ayonto mangayijwayele uqala nanokudlula kuyona izokwenza vele ufile scared yabo. I think mina is just lokho nje ukuthi ngiyasaba. Lewiki, I just need to make sure angisayi ndawo guys, but okay. So yeah guys, that was that. Hamba now recover, and it was so scary sitting there. I couldn't move my body. I thought I was paralyzed for life. But anywho guys, that was that. Nangumsolo nyambo uyancela manje. A year later usancela. I can't believe I'm breastfeeding my baby for so long. With Kevin, I wanted to do the same thing, but because I had to leave him home and then come back that side, it forced me to actually do that. But I'm so grateful for everything and how it turned out. Having Banzi here, growing up with him, seeing every day the milestones, I'm seeing everything. I'm just so grateful. So yeah guys, that is how everything unfolded. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and Sizofukanima commenting. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Road to 10,000 subs, guys. Hi. Hi, Banzi. 18 pala. Mama le.